Hello Libra, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. This is your weekly tarot forecast. Now please like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. And also go check out the other videos that may pertain to you for your sun, moon, or rising signs, because I think that'll give you a much more dynamic picture of what's going on this week, all right? So let's just get right into it and see what Libra needs to know for this coming week. Now, we're going to start off with our Dove and Serpent spread, and we also have that 11th card, that bonus card, that confirmation card, mystery card that we're just going to leave right over here. We're not going to look at that until the very end and just see how this might tie this whole reading together or give us that confirmation that we're looking for, okay? So I see initially something going on here. There's a lot of court cards here today. So I feel like this situation that you're in really does involve a lot of people. And we'll see if this is maybe your group of friends, your close family. It could be your romantic partner, or just a larger group of people that you're connected to and that I think you're quite close with. I see that you might be a little bit of this Queen of Swords energy, right? I mean, you are a Libra after all, so I think this air sign really does fit you. This Queen of Swords really does fit your energy right now, which I think is one of trying to look at this situation objectively. I think there's something going on that you're really having a difficult time seeing clearly, seeing without the cloud of emotion. I really think that it's difficult for you right now, but it is kind of what you should focus on right now. The energy that you should try to utilize is your ability to really see things clearly and unattached from the emotional side of it, right? So see things a little bit more objectively. Use your intellect and your mind rather than your heart to kind of suss out this situation that's going on, right? And I think this situation is involving possibly a water sign, but I'm getting this idea of perhaps an older feminine energy who might be a water sign, or at least has some watery qualities about them, okay? And I think that the situation with you right now is involving this water sign or this older feminine energy with these watery elements to their character. Does that make sense? So whatever that situation is, since they are this kind of watery person, I feel like they're very much communicating with their emotions and just kind of communicating from the heart and just, whether it's rational or irrational, they're just communicating with their emotions, right? And how they feel and how they're feeling valued or maybe not so valued, or just what their feelings are. Whereas you are really struggling to see this situation objectively and see this without that kind of, haze of emotion, right? Because if you look at this Queen of Cups, and this is representing, I think, the other person with whom you're having this situation, let's call it, they're seeing things through a little bit of a cloud. It's a little bit of a haze or a veil because they're looking at things from their emotional aspect, right? So they're approaching the situation based on how they feel about things, whereas you are trying to rise above that cloud a little bit and see things more objectively and use your intellect and your reasoning powers, your logic and your objective thinking, and a little bit of detached energy from that emotional component, right? I hope that makes sense. So I feel like that is kind of what's going on between you and this other person. Now, there could be more people involved here because we do have, 1, 2, 3 additional court cards. But let's go ahead and look at this High Priestess that we have as the energy that you're bringing into this situation. Now, we said that you were trying to approach this in a more objective way, right? Being a little bit more detached from the emotional aspect of it. But you also have this High Priestess energy that you're bringing into the situation. And this, I think, is your connection with your intuition, a connection with this kind of higher guiding principle that you have. I think this is your ability to even rise above that intellectual component, right? Because you know how we said that if this other person is just kind of interacting based on their feelings, you're trying to kind of go beyond that and be a little bit detached from the emotions and just use your intellect and see things objectively. Well, there also is this innate ability that you have to go beyond even the rational thinking and to have this just kind of intuitive, this inner, this deeper knowledge, right, about the situation. And so with the High Priestess here, I really think that this is you bringing in to this situation your ability to just suss things out with your gut, with your intuition, right, with that higher part of your being that is above the emotions and above the intellect that we see there, above this just kind of rational thinking. So I think that's a bit of what you're bringing into the situation, okay? And I think that the goal here really is for you to think clearly, like we said at the beginning, to think clearly utilizing this Queen of Swords energy and to try to remain a little bit detached or objective or separated from the emotional component in order to figure out really what's going on in this situation. But again, there is that intuitive portion of your being that just kind of has an instinct or a gut feeling about things. And so this is something to kind of look for and to listen to, but still maintain that objective thinking to figure this whole thing out, whatever this situation is. And I really don't see much of an indication of what the situation is. There are a couple of clues here that we're going to get to. However, let's get to these other two court cards. I think that this Knight of Wands that we have here underneath everything, kind of underlying the situation, this could be an actual third party involved. I was initially going to say that this might just be your tendency to kind of overreact or act impulsively or decide things too quickly without utilizing your objective thinking, without being detached. And I think that, I do believe that's still true. I think this still applies in that manner. I think that because you are a little bit impulsive, quick to action, right, very quick to decide things, I think that you would tend normally to handle a situation like this just with really quick decisions, really quick action, without thinking too much about it, right? And I think that's why there is this struggle now to utilize this Queen of Swords energy to slow down and to think things through and to be objective and look at it and not just react impulsively. Okay, so I still think that this card is indicating a little bit of what your tendency or your unconscious nature is a little bit, right? And I think, like I said, I think that's why there's this real struggle to look at it clearly and objectively and detached from the emotions. Because this card is, acting very much from that emotional place, but not in the same way that this Queen of Cups is. Queen of Cups is more just kind of wallowing in those feelings and communicating those feelings and not able to see things clearly. The Knight of Wands, on the other hand, is just feels things so strongly that they're compelled to act without thinking, without any kind of assessment or contemplation, right? So it's more of an action-oriented card. I do feel like this may be an older masculine energy, possibly a fire sign that is in your life and maybe related to this situation. Maybe they are even the cause or just kind of the focal point of why you and this possibly older feminine energy water person are having this issue right now. It could be just all kind of surrounded by this guy. I think maybe if this is a conflict or a situation where this person is the central focus, I think that would explain a little bit of what's going on here and why you might be having this conflict. Because if you both maybe know this person, and this person, while not directly the cause of the conflict, is kind of what you might be arguing about. Does that make sense? I hope that's getting through there. The other court card that we have is this Knight of Discs. So this is also like an action-oriented card, but this is an action card that's more related to trying to build something solid, build a good foundation, build a good future, a good family, a good home, build stable finances, about all of the action that's required to really build that kind of reality, right? And this position is in kind of your hopes and your ideals. So I think what it is, you're hoping for a person like this. I think that you really want to have a relationship with someone of this nature, someone who is action oriented and is capable of building this future with you, right? And really building a good foundation of family and home and finances and career and success, and really has ambition and abilities and skill in that area, in those areas, right? Because I think this is kind of how you are as well. I think you have a lot of this capability and stuff. And so you really want someone in your life who can have the same kind of goals and achievements as you, right? And equal. And I think this is what you're hoping for. And it could be that that this is what you're hoping this Knight of Wands would become for you. But I don't know if your interest in this person who we were talking about might be that older male energy, masculine energy, maybe a fire sign. If this is the person that you and this water sign are kind of fighting about, I wonder, are you fighting over this person? That could be. I don't know for sure, though. There are some other indications. But I do think that you have this ideal picture in mind that this person would become an equal, a good partner, someone who is very capable of success and achievement and accomplishment and building a future with you. I think that's what you're kind of hoping for. And again, this could be the same person as this fire energy. But I do think that is the kind of the basis for why you're having this conflict between yourself and this watery Queen of Cups here, okay? Now, don't forget to hit that like button and please subscribe to this channel, especially if this reading is resonating with you, okay? One final card here in the Path of the Dove is the Sun card, and this, I think, represents like the immediate future, what's going to happen, let's say tomorrow or the next day or maybe the day after, or maybe towards the end of the week. This is really going to be a reconciliation of all of these problems, all of these issues. Okay, so whatever the conflict is now, I think is going to resolve by the end of the week. I think you and this, calling this, maybe this is your friend, maybe this is like your best friend, your close person. I think the conflict between you two is going to resolve by the end of the week, and it's going to be quite nice and fine and happy, and things are going to get back to normal. I think you're going to be just best friends again by the end of this. Now, I don't know what exactly is going to lead to that kind of reconciliation or to the resolution of this conflict or these issues, but I do see I would say the end of the week. It may be a couple days, give or take on either side of the weekend, but I think it's going to be one where the two of you just kind of reconcile this, resolve this issue, and come back together in a good happy way. I mean, the Sun card is really good for that kind of conflict resolution, but more than the resolution itself, this is just kind of the state of things after that resolution happens. And again, I don't know exactly how that resolution is going to happen, but maybe we can get some clues. As we move over here to the Path of the Serpent, we have the Lover's card here representing you and kind of what is surrounding you right now and what is within you and what is the heart of this matter, kind of. And this is leading me to believe that it might be a situation where you have a romantic interest in this third party that we were talking about, and that this romantic interest that you have could be the reason for the conflict between you and your Queen of Cups, if this is your best friend, your close family member, etc. So I think that might be where this conflict is stemming from, is this romantic interest that you have in this third party. And this card is also saying that, look, you're going to have to really decide if this is a romantic interest that you want to pursue, that is worth the effort, that has the potential to be what you're looking for in the future and your kind of ideal partner. Or if this is just something that is not so meaningful to you and not really worth the trouble or worth the effort or worth the conflict that you're having with your Queen of Cups person, right? Does that make sense? So I think there's a little bit of decision that needs to happen, but I do think that this is kind of the heart of the matter here, is this romantic interest in this third party. who you are hoping there is that potential to really be the kind of partner that you're looking for, right? The next card that we have is this Emperor card, and this is a major arcana heavyweight card. This is representing your relationships with other people. Okay, and if we look at the Emperor more closely, we see this kind of stern and disciplined and almost like a judgmental kind of person, right? I wonder if this isn't kind of the nature of the conflict between you and your Queen of Cups person. I wonder if there isn't some kind of an idea where they think they know better than you. They think that they can kind of tell you what to do, or they know what's good for you and what's not good for you. Initially, I thought that maybe the two of you were kind of fighting over this third party, this older masculine energy, possibly a fire sign, this third party that we're talking about. I do think that you might have a romantic interest in this person. And I initially thought that maybe your Queen of Cups person did too, and that was why the two of you were kind of fighting or arguing. But now I think that maybe they just have this idea that they can control your life a little bit. Like they may not have a romantic interest in this person, but they don't think you should either, or they kind of just they don't want you to make a decision without their blessing kind of thing, and maybe they don't think this person is right for you, or they don't think you're ready, or whatever, 1,001 reasons why they might not want this to happen. I think what it really boils down to is they don't want to lose you, but they also don't want to lose like the control or the stability that they have in their life, right? So I think this is a little bit of a symbol of the relationship that you have with this Queen of Cups person. I think they're a little bit dominating. They maybe are a little bit controlling right now with this situation. They may think that they know what's best for you, or they know how you should behave, or how you should decide, or what you should do or not do with your romantic life. Okay, so that could be what's going on there. The next card that we come to on the path of the Serpent is another air card, and this is the Princess of Swords. Now, this is kind of representing your worries or concerns, and I think that this, on the one hand, is your kind of fear that this communication is not going to improve with your Queen of Cups person. And I know at the beginning we were saying that you needed to kind of utilize your objective thinking and be a little bit detached from your emotions and be objective, right? And just kind of look at things in that detached way. And I think that this is kind of your fear that you're not able to do that, like that you're not really able to separate the way you feel from how you interact or how you handle this situation, right? Because I know that sounds like a very difficult thing, right? How can you be that objective where you're not acting or thinking or communicating based on how you feel or the values that you have? And so I think that this is kind of the seed of that. This is you at least trying to fend off a little bit of those emotional impulses and try to think things through in that rational and reasonable way. And I think that does call back to this decision that you have to make on whether or not pursuing a romantic life with this third party is in your best interest and is really something that you want to do. So it is kind of as if you have to cut through some of those emotions in order to make an objective and reasonable decision for yourself with what to do in this third party situation, this romantic situation, right? It's not so much, I think, separating your emotions with this Queen of Cups person, although that's part of it too. I think you need to be objective in dealing with this person and try to be rational and reasonable in communicating with this person. But I think it's also about, like I said, cutting through your emotions or your desires that you might have in this romantic situation with this third party, in order for you to really decide, is this something, is this just like an infatuation? Is this just desire? Or is this really a deeper connection? And do I really think that this is something worth pursuing? So that's something that you need to ask yourself. And I think this card is indicating the seeds or the beginnings of that kind of thinking and that kind of reasoning and separating the desire component or the emotional component from the rational reasonable kind of aspect of it. The final card in the Path of the Serpent is the Magus card. And I think this is a wonderful card to end a reading on, though we still do have the mystery card. But the Magus here is really saying that there's, the potential for communication is extraordinary. I think you really do have the ability to communicate your intentions, your thoughts, your feelings effectively. The Magus or Mercury is all about the mind and communication and how you interact with people. So I think this card is really saying that, look, you're going to figure out what you want and you're going to be able to communicate that to everyone involved and resolve this thing the way you want to. No one is going to control you. No one is going to cloud your judgment. You're going to have everything you need and you're going to be able to put your plan into action, whatever it may be. Now, Mercury is also the magician and the juggler, so I think that this card is also saying that, look, you can create any kind of future that you want. If you really do see potential with this third party and this romantic interest, you can, by all means, manifest that life that you want. And this Magus card, this magician, this juggler is saying, yeah, you have everything you need. You have the skills and the abilities. This life is yours to do with it what you want, what you choose. And if you choose to pursue a future with this third party, you can create that in whatever way you desire or you will, So it's really a very good affirming card for the future. I think primarily saying that, look, you're going to resolve all of these issues. And we did have that Sun card as well, saying that in the immediate future, you're going to resolve the conflict or the argument or whatever with this Queen of Cups person. But then in a general way, you're going to figure out this entire situation. You're going to get back into control. You're going to get into the driver's seat, and you're going to be able to manifest the life that you want and make the decision that we kind of hinted at here with this Lover's card and what to do with this romantic interest, right? This third party. So Libra, let's take a look at this mystery card and see what it might reveal to us. Well, we've got another court card, and this is the Prince of Discs. So if your ideal, your hope for the potential with this third party is someone who can be an equal to you, someone who is capable of creating a future and building a foundation, a home, a family, the financial career situation, someone that has similar goals and ambitions, and are capable of achieving those goals. If this was your ideal, I think this is that person really showing you that they can be all of that. This is the Knight of Discs actually doing that work. This is like, this is an action card saying that, look, it's building and all of that. This is the actual work being done. Okay, this is like the actual physical plans being put into action and the actual building, the materials and using your hands and creating this thing. So I think this is really a confirmation kind of this romantic interest, just saying that, look, if this is kind of the heart of the matter here and why you have this conflict that we were talking about there, if this is the heart of the matter and you're wondering what to do, does this person have the potential to build with you, right? Build a life with you? I think the cards today are really confirming that, yes, this person is building a life right now. And, if you choose to be part of that, I think there is a potential for great success because this Prince of Discs is already, it's like this person isn't waiting for you. They're already building their life and building their career and building the things that they want. So it's about you now deciding if you want to be a part of that and build with them. And I think this is a good confirmation that that potential is there and it might be worth pursuing. Libra, we're going to take a look at this card a little bit more in the extended version. If you want to become a member of this channel, you can join by, I think there's a button on the front page. There is a link in the description box of this video. This was your weekly tarot forecast. Thank you so much for watching.